Hello, everybody. This is Esqua coming here with another installment. Just so people know, this is not for the advanced players. This is really for the players starting out or have been playing for a while, but really have questions on, things they may not know. So, if certainly, this is not for people who are well advanced in Guns of Glory. So, hopefully, you find the information useful. If you don't, certainly sorry. But leave comments. Let me know what other information you're looking for. Hopefully, I'm able to help. Today, I wanted to talk about the airship. I think the airship is one of the most important things for your army and for your state for various reasons. One, it helps with your attacks. Two, it helps gather resources quicker. And three, it can really help your stats. And a lot of people don't realize this because they don't have a high level ship. But the people who do, they really see the benefit. And I just want to show you some of the things during this conversation. I'll show you my how I set up my airship. And I also want to show you some of the benefits, the real benefits that you get from an airship. And it does require you to get at a pretty high level airship. So let's go ahead and start. All right, so I guess the first thing I just want to show you, okay, how do I set up my airship? So you hear from a lot of people that only put the components to the abilities that you're using. And for me, I max out the abilities that I use, and making sure I get as high as I can. And I'll show you what that means. But I don't want to just leave components sitting out there just doing nothing. So I just randomly assign them to different areas. Sometimes I'm more focused, as you can see here. There's no rhyme or reason. Another reason why I like allocating the components is it helps in your overall power. So the more you allocate across the different abilities, the more power you get. So, a couple reasons. Some people just like to keep it simple, only do the ones they use. I'm not that way. So, the first thing I said, I focus on a select few talent abilities here. And here's one. So, one thing to pay attention to is at this bottom part, it says requirements airship level 51. And the reason why that's important is that's telling you whether you maxed out that ability to the level that you are on your airship. And as I said, I focus on particular abilities first, and then whatever I have left over that's not allocated or cannot go to one of my other abilities, I have just spread around. So, I guess this is a good example of one of the benefits of the airship. Right now, my distance to infantry is at 22. Not only do I get that benefit of 62% damage, look at that above that. It says distance attack. I'm getting 10% every time I go up a level for a distance attack. Think about how long it takes you to research and get 10% from your research. How many resources you have to spend to get that 10%. And here, just by upgrading my ship, I'm getting 10% each time I move my ability to the next level. That's huge. And a lot of people, I don't know how much it's known out there, the ability to really push up your stats by having a real strong ship. It's not just here for gathering or to increase your troops. You can really get a lot of bang overall just by pushing those abilities that matter. A couple of them I'm close. Next upgrade, I'm able to push them up. My cavalry, get some cavalry attack here, 10%. And for the battlefield, I get 5% for troop health. And these are at 19, so I don't see those yet. And another thing I want to point out, most people will tell you don't do anything that has to do with arty. and artillery. I call it arty here, because you don't really use it. Well, for this particular one, I use this on defense, and also I'm able to max it to get above, to get at 22. And when I do that, I don't do it now because I want to kind of focus on my attack. But when I do that, I get a 10% distance attack. So imagine that. So something people say don't use, you're missing out on that 10% distance attack. And when you're doing defense, you're not using your troop march increase anyway. So it doesn't really matter, whether you have that or not. So if you're not going to use that, plug this in. You'll get a great benefit from it as your airship gets a little higher. Another thing in terms of my attack mode, I do the reduction. So, of course, the infantry reduction versus the gunners, shooters. Here, I'm up to level 24, and this is one of the ones I'm at the highest level of the different abilities I have. And as you can see here, just by being up to 24, I'm getting a 30% boost in my infantry health. Now, hopefully you're starting to see how much of a difference that can be, the higher the ship you get. I have some people above 60 in my kingdom. And, I want to get to 60 because that's going to really take me to the next level here. But 30% infantry health, so I can't say it enough. Great, huge. And then the other one I use for my attack is the reduction against cavalry here. And I haven't got to 22 yet. Next time I upgrade my ship, I will get to this level and I'll be able to upgrade and get that benefit there. So that's my assault. And then once I maximize all of the ones I just went through, I'll go in and increase my march here. I don't know the right level for a march. I don't know what that is. You don't really get the benefit of the extra stats. But, the bigger the march, the more likely you're able to win a fight because you have more troops to spread out. So really my attack abilities are my priority. Anything I have beyond that, I add to March first, and then anything that I don't have in March, I'll just spread around. So that's how I set up my attack, and I'll show you how it's set up in my assigned abilities as well. The other part of what we do here is we gather. And for gathering, I want to focus on the things I gather the most. So iron, I max that out. The next level I can put something here is at level 52. I'm getting 112% speed for my gathering. For silver, 1 second here. For silver, max that out too. I get to push that up a level. Right now I'm at 96. And, the faster you can get resources, the faster you can do your building, you can do your donating, whatever you do here. The other two things that I kind of focus on is the troop load. Now, I only push my troop load to 25%. The reason why I do this is, as I showed before in Trading Like a Boss, if you change your abilities to your talent, to the balance, you're going to get a lot of troop load there just by doing that. So I don't need to bump this up that high. This is enough for me. And then I just throw a little extra on my resource gathering speed. This is going to be above and beyond the benefit I get from the silver and iron. The faster I can get some resources, the faster I can start doing some research or building. So that's why I do that. And, just to show you what my assigned abilities are, as you can see, attack are all the ones we looked at. Some I'm above 22. I get that extra benefit, which is great for me. Defense, we talked about that. I don't need the troop capacity march, so I just add the distance versus artillery. Right now it's at 2. I don't have enough components to spread around, but once I do, I'm going to push that up to 22 to get that extra distance attack. Gathering, I maxed out the main ones I used: iron, silver. I used the march here. The troop load, keep it 25. I explained that. And I add a little bit to make my resources gather faster. The rest of the stuff is filler. I do put abilities towards food because, when you're collecting for castles and so forth, you got to collect that food, store it in your farm in order to do your upgrades. So I realized I do need food. And beasts, this is just whatever. Like I said, I like to use my components. I don't want to just leave them there, just gathering dust. I can always reset the components when I am ready to upgrade my main abilities. So, to each his own on that one. But this is how I set up my ship. Hopefully, you got some good information here. The airship is very powerful. I don't think it's being used enough here for the majority of players. But as you can see, you get great benefits by having a strong ship. I really hope this helped. Leave a comment, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.